Hi, I'm Rahul, and I'm a concept artist by profession. And it was a great participating in the new sketchbook show. Yeah, so sketchbooks to me are like basically I use them for work also. That's a different sketchbook, but the sketchbooks that I wanted to show here were sketchbooks that I work on after work. So after I get back from work, and what happens is like at work you take a lot of decisions about art, like art and designing things, and after work I feel like after you're kind of tired, right? The conscious part of your brain kind of switches off, and subconscious gets into effect, and you can sort of create things from your from something called automatic drawing, where you kind of not think too much about the drawing and just let the strokes flow. But after you set a bunch of strokes, you try to make sense of it and try to draw the final figures from it. And you also get some interesting ideas that you may not be able to connect regularly, but without using a sketchbook. And the main thing to treat these books as is to treat them as something very rough. Feel free to even tear out pages that you don't like, or don't be too precious about it, is what I would advise. And yeah, we can go through some of my sketchbooks. Yeah. All right, so let's have a look at some of my sketchbooks. So I'll mainly, in the first page, I'll write some advice to myself. This page apparently does not have a lot, but there'll be other sketchbooks that easy to read plus detailed strokes. So that is one advice. Play, learn, fail but on your own terms. Like you define the terms that you play on, learn on. Games that inspire, list of games, or like some movies that inspire you. So you keep coming, like whenever you open the sketchbooks, you look at these, and these pointers that kind of remind you as to where you need to direct your work more. So sketchbook wise, like I sometimes I do from photo references, some figure drawings. And figure drawings, I do a lot of live figure drawings. So from photo references, sometimes once in a while I do that. And some of the characters, I'll use some photo references, for example, for this guy. But yeah, so this sketchbook is more of photo reference based, but there is no direct as in like there are no rules with regards to a sketchbook, because like for some sketchbooks I'll use more photo references, some I'll use draw from memory. So it's always a mix of both. And the ones that use photos are more on the realistic side, but the ones that I draw from memory are more like fluid and stylized, which is my personal style. So what I do is I always try to ground myself with copying real work and realistic looking work. And then when I do paint from imagination or draw from imagination, I try to use something very fluid and something because I believe strokes, simple stylized strokes are almost like your signature, which is like strokes that kind of are your fingerprint, the way you move the pen.
You want to show any strokes here, which I...
Yeah, these kind of round fluid strokes. And I really like drawing closed shapes first, and then drawing something inside it. Not a lot of it will have meaning, but yeah, there will be some shapes which will have some interesting meaning, like some sort of shape for the character. And yeah, for this I use multiple tools. I mainly use the ball pen. I don't like to use pencils a lot because it makes you change your mind again and again. I want to for this sketchbook I just want to be completely fearless and just draw with the pen, so that even the mistakes can you're okay with the mistakes, and you're okay to restart on the next page or that same page. And it's good to kind of not stick to one drawing and try to improve it in the sketchbook, because you do it all the time at work or in your finished pieces. So for these pieces you have to be as spontaneous as possible, let your brain flow as fluidly as possible, and not think too much about how perfect it looks, how good it looks. And whenever you feel fear, the last few pages are not coming out right, if you feel that way, then it will be good to just revisit some of your old work, some of the works that worked for you. So it will build up your confidence and make you restart again. And always maybe just mark the pages that worked for you, like dog ear it like this or something like that, and then you can come back to those sketches whenever you're feeling down, like things are not coming right, and you feel like correcting your feel like motivating yourself with your own work, then you can do that. And yeah, like for sketchbooks, I would this sketchbook is based mostly all drawings from memory, and the style that for the sketchbook, I really felt like I should create a style that is somehow it feels unique to me. And with these sketchbooks, I constantly try to go more and more unique in some direction, in the more abstract direction, but I wanted to become as unique as possible in terms of my style, because I was struggling at that point about doing mostly realistic stuff, and also like not defining my style, not being able to define my style in my professional work. So in my personal work, I wanted to discover something that is kind of unique to me. So yeah, like all of these are like explorations for my personal project. Like it's not one particular project, because this is not like a project based sketchbook, but even like small ideas that I would read in a book, or hear in some movie or a TV show, I will just try to explore that. And I'll try to explore those sketches in those ideas in like very small sketches, and just figure out whether something just like this could work in a project, and then maybe connect different drawings together to work in one project. That I can do. And yeah, and I really like using this kind of a colored sketchbook as well, because there are different colored pages, and it just puts you in a different mood whenever you're working. So also, like if you get bored with just drawing on white paper, you can go with these colored sketchbooks. And yeah, and yeah, like style wise, I like to work on a style which I feel like between states of matter is the concept. Like you have solid, liquid, and gas, right? So this is not the right example for it, but like yes, so I'll try to show even liquids as something that is semi-liquid, semi-gaseous. Like you would see liquids kind of sorry, the other way around, like liquids could be like semi-solid, kind of like moving slowly, and like you could see all the waves through the liquids moving slowly through space. So I wanted to.
So we have more of them, is it?
Yeah. It's like the intermediate states of matter is the idea. So the idea is to have some ambiguity in terms of the states of matter, and that's one of the aspects of my personal style that I've discovered. I'm still discovering other aspects, but yeah, like it's one of the things that I've decided that I would incorporate it as like one main feature. And yeah, like a lot of my ideas have come from sci-fi movies, or even books, and I like to discover the futuristic version of something. And currently I'm also exploring, which is not in these sketchbooks, but like anachronisms, like taking something that is very old and making it more technical, and as if like this old style, for example, like a gun would have like some very old kind of decorations, something that wouldn't make sense in like a modern gun, but I'm trying to do stuff like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, not in this one. I believe that's not in the sketchbook right now.
What about this, if you can say something about?
Yeah, just figuring out some interesting design silhouette for a gun is what I tend to do from time to time. And just like any other like this one is like some sort of an amulet or some sort of an artifact, right? And I'll just try to explore as much of them as possible. And yeah, like also taking inspiration from different cultures. Mainly my inspirations mainly come from some of African culture and Polynesian culture. So there are some cultures that I really like in terms of their designs, because they push the human silhouette to like great amount of detail. So I like to take inspirations from them. And a lot of my inspiration also comes from like dark games, like dark fantasy games, like fantasy taken to Lovecraftian levels of darkness, and like also mixing, kind of confusing the human mind and in terms of like creating horror, like some sort of fear.
Okay.
That's one of the directions that I take. Yeah, here I was just picturing some sort of a giant shield that a warrior has. Here, some sort of alien spacesuit armor is what I was thinking, and I wanted to use the white pen to create this kind of shininess so that it looks a bit. It really jumps off the page. Is what I wanted to do. India here for this sketch I would say like I'm trying to go more boxy. I'm taking my strokes in like a boxy direction so that it creates a style. Basically it creates a language across it. So I'll do that in, for example, in this also, like the silhouettes kind of go boxy with rounded edges, and then you have this these are like almost like creatures in the desert, like roaming at night, and you can see that like the eye kind of contradicts with this kind of a square shape. So there is this contrast going on which I really like. And yeah, just do mix of things like do a mix of things like vehicles, armor, anything sci-fi related I'll do. Sometimes I'll take like a horse face and then stylize it a bit, like make it using like simple shapes. And yeah, this is just an example of that. And, so everything in the sketchbook is sort of geared towards this only, like just explorations of design, and it's less based on emotions. Like I do explore sometimes like expressions of characters, how they feel in the moment and all that, but right now my project direction, like the part of the project that I've been working on is mainly for the this one for the look and feel of things.
Ornamental. Can we call it? Ornamental?
Ornamental, yeah, definitely. Also, I have like a fascination with masks, so I will draw a mask with smoke behind it all the time. It's something that comes to me from point to point, and even like at my house I have a lot of masks that I keep getting inspiration from different cultural masks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You collect masks.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I also like exploring like simple shapes, like simple rounded shapes, and then creating the character and like using as simple angles as possible, not complicating it too much. Because initially I had drawn a lot of realistic stuff, but now I'm going more towards simplification and doing it with an expression that you uniquely have, any person uniquely has. So I'm trying to explore mine. That's the main idea of this sketchbook. I'll draw different characters. Like this guy is like a warrior with like 4 hands with one blade in each hand. These are like this Indian blades, round Indian blades. So I'll take inspiration from random things and create some interesting ideas in this, and then whenever I'm working on a final piece, I'll take one drawing that inspires me the most and then take it to the final stage of detail. Yeah, these are kind of very on the much rough side, and yeah, some sort of I guess some sort of a device that is holding an alien, some sort of an alien entity inside it. And this one page I really like because of the big shapes and the small faces. It just makes you feel like these characters are from a different world, but also humanoid. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just have some instructions for me, like when I'm drawing, and these are just some instructions written, basic ones. Sometimes I'll draw people. That's one thing that
Yeah, around you.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.